4 years ago, the extent of whānau involvement and participation involved parents attending hui whānau, which are monthly meetings, and regular working bees. However, they were being driven by just a few active whānau members, and there were still some passive whānau members.
We wanted to change that and to, I guess, make links with what we felt when we were younger and attending Kōhanga reo, but also drawing inspiration from the way that traditional Māori communities were.
There's 3 areas that we highlighted that helped us to move through our journey, and we drew the inspiration for that from the landmarks that are surrounded around our kohanga. For instance, Whakapau Ngākau, the maunga, Waikawa and Lake Rotokawa.
Rotokawa, ka pai.
We knew that as whānau, if we drew together, that we could achieve great things together. And so with that, we started thinking about the ways in which we could involve our whānau in small roles.
And I think that's important for whānau, is to know that their contribution is valued. Because in te ao Māori, ahakoa he hiti he pounamu means even though it is small, it is a treasure.
Attendance at hui whānau has always been okay, but we wanted to set our goals higher and we wanted to achieve 100% attendance at all hui whānau.
One of the ways we nurtured that notion was to hold kaitahi, a shared kai, before we started our hui. 95% of our parents are working parents or studying parents, so it was a help to them to know that they could come to the meetings and there was dinner there was kai there for them. So who wouldn't turn down a roast pork for dinner?
We've seen increased attendance at our hui whānau very much close to 100%. A hononga ki te whenua is translated as being the connectedness to the land. And so for Māori, that's when you talk about being connected to the land, you talk about your tribal links, you talk about knowing who you are as Māori.
And for us, it wasn't just about personal connections, it was as a collective whānau. So we embarked on visiting every marae that our tamariki had connections to.
It wasn't an easy feat, but the changes that we saw in our tamariki were awesome.
There's a sense of wonderment and awe for them to show the other children, this is where I'm from. I whakapapa to this marae, this is my tūranga waiwai.
Watching them actually lead and be confident in going onto the marae there and participating in events and stuff like that, you could see the kids really blossomed. And it was just reinforcing to where they were from, who they are.
The last one, Kia Piki Te Ora, is about improving one's well-being. And so we looked for ways in which we could improve the well-being of our collective whānau within Kōhanga.
The way we saw that was to enter our kohanga into local fitness events.
There's no boundaries, you know. They wanted to. They would be involved in whatever they could in terms of sport and health and fitness, and they encouraged families to be involved too. And we saw that, you know.
What was special about those events is that Kōhanga took care of paying for the entry. It needed to be so that the parents could enter into these events and not feel burdened with cost. They see strong role models from their own parents, so they're not scared to give things a go. It's not just coming from us as staff in kaimahi, it's coming from everywhere.
It feels pretty amazing to look back and see how much we've achieved. Just seeing our children leave and our families leave and knowing that, yep, we can honestly say that they've been empowered. They know what it feels like to be part of a whānau where they've been empowered. Hopefully they will go on and do the same no matter where they go with their tamariki.